Hey guys, so I want to do a quick video on how I find quality content providers. So traditionally, I used to buy content on the forums. Um, BHW is one of the forums that I'd purchase content, but I've been finding, after testing numerous services lately, they're very slow. The providers are generally very slow. Um, a lot of the providers, when you look up, let me try to find here. There was a thread here like this. This is what I was looking at earlier. And you read the sales copy. Scroll down here. Just scroll down to where they're writing. It's just broken English. I mean, what is your turnaround time? RTAT, for some reason, R is capitalized. At least they did OUR, not ARE, but is really awful. Like, why would you say that? I think they mean really like normal. But capitalize R and A for some reason. Should be a period. Around 2 to 5 working days, we will be delivered your content. Be delivering your content. Lowercase, lowercase. Also depends on the words load. Like this is a content provider, guys, and this is what you're dealing with a lot of the time on different forums. So what I've been doing lately, and I want to show you what I'm doing, is going on Fiverr. Now Fiverr, they have crazy fees, but they still work out to be, dramatically cheaper than most. So what I search is something like 1,000 words, and then what I do from here is basically just leveraging the search parameters, because as you can see, so if I just go into, well, even without, honestly, most people try to go writing articles, blog posts, and then they're like, oh wow, like $35 for a 400 word article. Fiverr's not that cheap. Well, yeah, that's basically the same for like most of the first page. They're trying to get you to spend more because they get more like fees off of the more expensive ones. But there's definitely affordable writers on here. It just takes takes some time to search. So you see, still at the bottom of the first page, 200 words for $20. I mean, it's fairly expensive. At that rate, a little bit more than that, and I would almost consider writing myself as a career, not a career, but like a part-time job or something. It's almost my part-time rate, but not quite. But back to what I was saying. Back to writing. I was going to show you how much improvement. I find if you search 1,000 words or 500 words, one of the two, really. If you want, basically 1,000 words or more, I would just type in 1,000 words. If you want only a 500 word article, just type in 500 words. And then from here, put your budget max to whatever, $10. And then from there, make sure your category's right. You start to find some better providers. But I'm not done yet. The most impressive thing I like about Fiverr and ordering content from Fiverr is the turnaround time. BlackHatWorld, other forums, and I don't want to just pick on only BlackHatWorld, but it's just one of the, they have a ton of providers on there, so it's a great example. But you can find a ton of providers on here for extremely fast turnaround times. And you hit apply, and even with our search parameters, we're still looking at 375. And you start going more. You could go online sellers. I sometimes like that one just because it gets me quicker replies, and I can actually start. I like to message some of these guys before I actually start hiring them. And again, this content isn't for money site content. This is just for like, some sort of filler content. It could be used on your money site, but I would only use it for like, basically SEO gain. I wouldn't expect it to convert traffic or anything like that. It's just like a happy medium between like AI generated content, which I haven't had the greatest experience with, and like premium content. So this is kind of like some mid-tier content. So you don't necessarily need that. I don't generally do those. And I don't like filtering based on the country, although I suppose you could, but a lot of people lie with those parameters. Like I live in the US, they would say, but they honestly don't. After you talk to them, you can kind of figure that out. So it's kind of a waste of time to do that because you can also find great writers all around the globe. Doesn't matter what country they're in, great English writers. I don't select any of that. So I just kind of start scrolling through, and I find the people. I mean, we're deep in the search parameters now, but generally the people that are up top I generally don't really look at because they get the most amount of business. But honestly, we're looking at 10 reviews, 15 reviews, um, kind of a mixture. There's 300 here and 2 here. So I like looking at like these ones. Not that I wouldn't test this guy. I probably would. $10 for an article. Um, it's just I find a lot more value and a lot more care and a lot more personalization to my instructions with the smaller vendors who don't have a ton of orders in queue. So this guy only has 3 orders in queue, which isn't bad. Um, 500. I think this is plus express delivery. When it says customized for you, I think it's because I asked for 1 day delivery, so it was actually extra $5. It was $10. Still perfectly fine. Um, I'm generally looking for content at volume, so it's something to consider. If you're doubling your costs or whatever you expect to, if you're buying 100,000 words or something, um, they will ask to extend if you purchase multiple articles. Though they will ask to extend. Obviously, they're not gonna turn over 100,000 words in content in 24 hours. But generally, you can bump it up to 5 articles. It's only half of them probably have 5 articles. Only half of them probably ask for an extension beyond 24 hours, which I think is pretty awesome. So you can really get content fast, move forward in your business quicker, which I love. I hate waiting for content and things like that. But this is the way I do it on Fiverr. You can find some. You don't generally want to go with people that are 4.5 or less, but with some searching around, testing. I mean, throw $5 here, $10 here, $5 here, and $5 here, and you can generally find someone fairly quickly after a few test orders that you like, build a relationship with them, and then scale it out. I find this more effective. I've purchased content pretty much everywhere. I've done a lot on Upwork as well, and I find this to be people shit talk Fiverr because it gets a bad reputation, but I love Fiverr, and recently I even bought some Fiverr stock when it dipped. So I think it's a great little marketplace to find things. Not that any of you haven't heard about it, but I think it's overlooked quite often. So if you guys have any questions on my vetting processes and whatnot, happy to go over that. See you guys in the next one.